Good morning to you. Today I'll speak on my school days and how I cleared my 7th grade. The story is when I was in school in 7th grade. We used to have a geography teacher by name Mr. Taraftar. He was a burly, no nonsense man in his 50s. Students were very scared of him. There used to be pin drop silence in his class. People knew him as a hatchet man. The school principal respected him for his sincerity and wisdom. We used to have 80 students in 7th grade. Only 40 to 45 students would go to the next grade, that is the 8th grade. Every year, Mr. Tarafdar would be called by the principal to give his list of 40 students whom he considered fit for promotion to the 8th grade. You could get good marks in the exams, but the final verdict lay with Mr. Tarafdar. He called the final shots. He carried a list of students with him with names. He would evaluate people's performance in class, in the field, and their behavior. At the end of the year, he would submit his report to the principal. For an average student like me, I had to be careful. I had only 50-50 chance of making it to class 8. My father had already given his verdict. If I failed to make the grade in class 7, he would push me to a local high school, which was thoroughly disgusting even to think of. I could imagine sitting on stinking benches surrounded by pan chewing pupils who spit all over the place. I was studying in one of the best schools in the city, and suddenly to move to a government school was unthinkable. So I decided that I would put in more hours of study. I knew Mr. Tarafdar's method of ranking students. Every day he would take up one chapter for reading in class, and at the end of the chapter he would ask us to mark the answers to the questions on the last page. Then he would ask us to prepare for a question answer session the next day. It was more of a memory test. I would prepare for his class and eagerly await for his call. His eagle eyes would scan this classroom and he would call out a name to answer. And for sure, that boy would not be able to answer. Then he would take out his list and mark a cross against his name. I wondered why he would not ask me when I used to come prepared for it. I was getting restless. I had to do something so that I could be in his good books. Then something struck my mind. Next day, I prepared well for the geography class. I behaved as if I was trying to avoid his probing eyes. He promptly called my name and asked me to answer his question. My plan had worked. I got up and rattled out the answer. This method worked for a few more times. I don't know what went on in Mr. Tarafdar's mind, but he stopped asking me again and would give a sarcastic smile whenever he saw me. That year, I performed well in class and was promoted to grade 8. I had cleared a bottleneck. Thank you.